Mad genius of rock and roll. Mad genius of rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me this morning. I've got my co-host, Darante, Lamar, and Rion Cultastic with me today. And I also have a special guest. Yes, somebody you've probably seen before, heard before. He's been around. He really, I'm going to speak truth. I'm going to speak truth right now. I'm going to truth to power, if you will. He doesn't really so much have his own channel and stream. He's just like a stream whore. He just goes and whores himself out on other people's streams. Yeah. So you know who I'm talking about. We'll be back in just a minute, guys. We're going to have a really fun time. Let's see. Who do we get today? Let's let's do.
Are you feeling the world is leaving you behind? Do you look at all the pseudoscience, rumors, and wild speculation on the internet and wonder, why can't I do that? Well, friend, you can. We can help you. We are Conspirowin. Conspirowin has a long history of helping anyone with a hidden truth. We will get your message out. The conspiracy theories you see today all started out with one person's vision. The moon landing hoax was launched by a NASA engineer whose manager didn't okay his vacation request. Conspirowin was there to help out. Christianity started out because one little girl named Mary got pregnant out of wedlock, and Conspirowin saved the day. Now, the virgin birth is accepted Catholic doctrine. You may be thinking, but my idea of the center of the earth being made of ice is far-fetched. No one's going to believe that. In a world where people believe windmills cause cancer, we say no dream is too big. Conspirowin will take your fledgling idea and feed it to our YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok operatives. And these savvy social media professionals will raise doubts with the prevailing scientific consensus. They will say no one has ever seen the planet's core except Jesus. And science is wrong all the time. That's why science has theories and not Jesus. Within 30 days, we guarantee you CNN will run a story on how your conspiracy theory isn't true. We will also give you 100% assurance Fox News will say your crazy idea about the Earth's core being an icy ball is true. Follow your heart. Listen to the voices no one else can hear. Team up with Conspirowin.
Show. Hello and welcome. Look at who we found. Look at who we found. Wait, damn it. Where's the button? Secular Rarity. Good morning. How are you doing?
Great. Just whoring myself out like normal. You know, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
We noticed. We made note.
We like it.
Good to have you. We like it. We like it.
I'm happy to be here. The checks in the mail, you sent it, so I just want to make sure.
Oh yeah. Soros dollars are on their way.
Thank you. Good. That's those are the only type that I accept. I just my bank won't cash anything else.
True. Well, you know, in honor or homage to you, I too am looking to spread my stretch my stream legs on the internet and go be on as many shows. Look at Darante. He's like, did I just? Anyway, yes, I'm looking to start getting out on as many streams as I can too. Thank you for having me on your stream the other day.
Yeah, it was great, man. And Darante was there, got to hang out with us. We had just an amazing crew of people that came through, and we got to get out there and talk about this whole brand new organization we've been working on, and just trying to bring community to people that don't have it, and champion and support the communities that have been out there for a really long time doing great work. You know. A lot of times we want to get out there and do the brand new thing and do something that nobody's ever done before and make a big difference and all of that. And it's awesome. And I totally support the crap out of that, you guys. I also want to let people know another great thing that you can do, and possibly even more beneficial for all these people out there, is go support the places that are already doing the hard work, that have been putting in the work day after day, and are providing those good communities. So that's what we're hoping to do, man. So I was excited And I said, you know what? Let me get up at a crazy hour in the morning. I didn't even think clocks worked at this time of day. But,
It's an ungodly hour.
It is.
It is.
But I'm glad to be hanging out with y'all. So I don't know what kind of wildness we're getting into, but I
don't know. We'll see. Well, let me do my usual stick and say hello to the people in the chat. Good morning. Look, there's that
chat, folks.
Ryan Cultastic person. Is it? Oh, Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Good morning, Gile. No forgiveness. Stomps hooves. Tristan, biggest dickus. Jim, Nasium. Nice to have you with us. Jessie Bear. There's a thing going on April 30th for Jessie Bear. She's got a rally going on. That's fantastic. Let's pin that. However, that's April 30th. That's far away. We got more things that are closer right now that are happening this weekend. The anti-2025 protest. Jesse, if you have any of those links for like this upcoming stuff, would you post those so I can? Because I'm all down about this supporting this one here, but that's like a long time away, and we got other ones that are right here that I'd really like to see people going and chilling out to. She's going to see Ryan tomorrow. I'm hopefully going to get to see Brent A tomorrow. We're going to meet for the first time and go, hopefully, just depends how we can work our schedules down and do a little table down at the place. Unfortunately, we don't have any information. You know what? This is the new day, though. All we need is one piece of paper, not 100 flyers. We need one piece of paper with a QR code on it that they can scan with their phones.
Yep.
Darante, I need a QR code from Darante. That's what I'm saying. I need a QR code, from you for your stuff. So I can put that on our thing, and on our page, we can have something to show people whenever they come talk to us about our anti-Trump stuff. Of course, Ryan, too, if Ryan wants. Yes. Darante's more of a network of people. Let's see if I missed anybody. I miss people. Andrew Christian. I am Legion. or schizophrenic.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying that works. Exorcist Atheist, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Andrew Christopherson says, good morning, folks. Did you bring these people with you secularity or?
There's at least one or two people that follow me around.
Are those the creepers you mentioned before the show?
You know, we have lots of what we call pet names for each other. Like they call me "get over here," and I call them, stalkers. But whatever.
Right. Understood. Captive Desk is here. Parasophilus is here. Why? Because Weed Bro is here. Jaggins in Genesis is here. All the cool kids are here. So good morning, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. Here we go. Thank you, Jessie Bear, for that. I want to pin that one because I'm gonna. That again, she sent us some things. Darante, Ryan, she tagged us in the Discord with some Importante stuff. It's concerning this April 30th veterans protest situations. Muy importante. The only reason why I'm not shilling it now is because it's far away compared to the ones that are right here in our face. So, thank you, Jessie Bear, for everything you do. Okay, so. Let me start with Ryan. We'll make the little circle, and then we'll get back to puff, puff, pass, and we'll get back to secular rarity. Pardon me, secular rarity.
Puff, puff, pass.
And remind me later, guys. After this, I want to talk to you guys about maybe doing a special thing called Weed Wednesday.
Oh, hey.
Where we talk about the pros, cons, and benefits and, non-benefits of cannabis. And secular rarity said he would
do that. We could probably.
He said
you can join that one.
Yes, he would be because he has knowledge. Now, it's not about wrecking the channel by smoking on the stream. It's about talking about the scientific and benefits. Really, I'm serious. It's about the science because we did this before and it did not work. Of course, we do. It's lots changed since then. Let's just see what happens. So Weed Wednesday, maybe. We'll see if we can make that happen. We may have to vote on it. I think our chat would love that. John,
let us know, you stoners.
And, before we do our rounds, because I told Ryan I was going to let her talk, and then I was like, oh, let me talk. But you know what? Go ahead, Ryan. No pressure. And
hi.
Arr.
Hello. What do you want me to say? How am I doing? I'm great. Fabulous.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing today? Did you have a good Thursday? Did you have a good week? Did you send safely this week?
Yeah, I have sinned safely this week. I think I'm the best sinner
Good.
that I know.
Are you?
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yes.
Wonderful.
better than my
Good.
husband.
That's good.
Now you're just showing off. Darante, how's it going? You got big plans coming up for the weekend?
We have the Ex-Pastor Call-In show this weekend.
Oh, fun.
And interestingly, I had a dream about a wolf last night that please remind me to talk about at some point. It's just one of those dreams that sticks out.
Okay. Well, now would be a good point if you want to just kind of relegate us. Yeah.
Well,
regale us. I mean,
I've been having these dreams lately of being at my old house. And this one, I was in the kitchen of my old house and I just heard this man screaming like, help, help, help. And I go outside and there's a wolf and it's a big gray wolf. And then he's attacking a pig. And I'm like, where's the man that was screaming though? But I guess the man was the pig. I don't know. And then the wolf started trying to jump up at the door. And I was like, oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I closed the door and then I went back in the house. And then for some reason I was up the street after that because, dreams do shit like that. So I was up the street. And then my kids were with me and I was like, hey, we got to get a stick because there's a wolf down at the house. But they didn't get sticks. I'm the only one that got a stick. And so we got a stick and we go back down to the house. And then I'm like, okay, we're all clear. We're on the porch. And then the wolf pops back up. And then I'm swinging at him with the stick. And then the kids run in the house. And then the wolf runs away. And then he comes back right when I'm getting ready to go in the house. And then I got my stick. And now this motherfucker want to get brave. I'm trying to hit him with my stick, and he grabs it with his teeth. And at that moment, I know I have effed up. I know that I have messed up because he is about to take my ass out. And so I get like, that's when I'm getting lucid in the dream because fear is kicking in that I'm probably about to get eaten. And all of a sudden, I force myself. Yes, I force myself to scream help, and that's how I wake up. Like it's
wow.
Oh man, that's
That's great.
That's so weird.
Right?
dream.
Now imagine that ruling your life. Some
right
prophet coming to you and saying what that actually means, and it has something to do with God.
And that's what I used to do. All of my dreams used to have meanings about other people. It wasn't until 2014 where I realized like my dreams don't tell me about anybody but me. It's telling me about what I'm struggling with, what I'm wrestling with, what I'm anxious over.
Very good point. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it just seems to be your brain just trying to just put shit together because
Yes,
that's what our brain needs to do every so often. It just needs to chill out and hallucinate for a little bit. So,
Apparently.
Good morning, Vesta Fria. Long time. Question of the day: does Darante live in a straw house? I don't know.
I get it.
Maybe perhaps needs a padded.
Oh man,
I don't know. No, that's as far as dreams go. I just want to mention though that it was a very interesting choice. Whenever you consider I'm gonna go up against a large gray wolf.
yeah.
Let me go get a stick.
I also like that dream logic.
That's balls, man. Yeah. How did you swing the stick over your huge balls? Yeah.
Right?
Don't get like a gun or anything. Don't like
Right?
get a
No.
A useful
Get
weapon.
me a stick. Yes.
It was a short stick too. Like it was like a Harry Potter wand at that.
Oh man. Throw the
Bree
stick.
said that it
Get a
was just fun
stick.
to play. You were supposed to throw it.
True.
Yes. Oh man.
That's good stuff. All right, so I want to take a moment for those of you who don't know Elliot with Secular Rarity to learn a little bit about Elliot with Secular Rarity besides the project he's working on. So if you don't mind, because I know you're eager and keen to talk about the things on the project that you're working on. I'm actually eager and keen because if what you do succeeds, it'll help me succeed. And that's fantastic. I'm all about me succeeding.
That's right.
But I do want to know about you. Yeah. So how long have you been doing this thing? Can you because tell us the thing. How did you have you always been an atheist or a secular individual?
Yeah. So I was actually raised Methodist. And there's a little bit of a nuance about the Methodists that is worthwhile to know with me. So In general, the Methodists tend to baptize just brand new born babies. Like, you know, right out the womb, we want to drop them in the holy water, you know, just in case. So I actually did not get baptized when I was young. I came down with a very strange illness right after I was born. I was in the hospital for a couple of months as a baby. You know, obviously made it through all that. And, you know, here we are. But it meant that when I was like 8 or 9-ish, I ended up choosing to get baptized, which was a big deal for me. It really, really mattered to me at the time. My faith was very, very important. And then eventually, after getting confirmed in the church and being more active, playing drums and handbells for many, many years, I stepped away.
You look like a drum and handbell kind of guy.
Yeah, man. I actually would love to. I would love to get a secular handbell choir because handbells are they're super fun and they're beautiful. But all the music is church music. You know? So,
but of course, anyway.
Yeah. Also, that much brass, man, is expensive. Like those bells are not cheap. So yeah. But. Ended up after doing that for a good while. I mean, it wasn't until I was about 18, 19 that I actually started actively like taking the atheist label. I had stepped away a couple of years before that and just definitely wasn't, you know, Bible thumping evangelical Christian or anything. But for me, the discussion about morality was actually one of the most important things. And that's why I love to talk about that today and talk about what a non-God based morality would look like. Just the general question of, you know, why should we be a good person to other people? So that really was important to me. And so I looked into a bunch of stuff, and next thing you know, I'm out there yelling at the Christians about. No,
wow.
I reached out about 5-6 years ago to this guy Ethan Michael, and he was doing a show at the time, and I said, hey man, like I'm an idiot with a computer and a phone, and I can help out behind the scenes. And I did that for about 1 year, 2 years, started helping out on some other channels. And
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And from there, next thing you know, I'm every so often they let me come on the Atheist Experience and a handful of other channels. So I don't know. I think they just don't have enough hosts, but
you know, now that you're a lot of fun. You're really personable, and yeah. You're doing a good job bringing the community together.
Thank you, brother. I try.
Because you got a whole bunch of people that you kind of go stream whore with, rather than. You know. I think it's cool though. I'm keen for you to actually get your own secular rarity program going. You know, to see how. You know, are you going to do regular streams on your channel, or what's your evil plan of doom and despair?
Yeah, that is a fantastic question, because for a long time I have had people say like, hey man, you should do something, you know, and everybody was like, just anything, you know, don't know what it is, but just do it. And I kept thinking about it for a few years and never really ended up settling on something that made me feel really good about it, you know. I wanted it to be something that was very community focused. I wanted it to be something that was specifically about trying to bring people together and build up our side on the non-religious. You know, I love the debunk. I don't want to, you know, poo-poo that at all.
Don't you poo-poo my debunk.
I love to push back and to break down and to deconstruct. I love that. But what kept bouncing around in my head was, you know, how do we build? What do we
Yes.
How do we bring together? What's the next thing? What's atheism 2.0? You know, what does it look like 10 years from now?
Yes.
And so, you know, eventually,
Punishable by death.
Stoned if they
eventually, you know, myself and a couple of other people in the Middle Tennessee area got together and created this new organization. And so that's kind of what my big focus is going to be going forward. And we've got a couple of different ideas. I mean, one of the basic things that I would really, really love to do is just a regular, maybe 10-minute just announcement that just tells people, hey, here's the stuff that's going on in your area. Where are you based? Here's a list of things that are within an hour or two of you that are coming up in the week,
Yes.
That and just, again, in general, providing our side with answers whenever you are met with those kind of standard, how do you have hope, meaning, and purpose in your life? Well, I'm just going to tell you guys, I have it now more than I ever had it when I was a believer. And I actually think we've got better answers. Always. I always think we have better answers. So let's focus on those. Let's talk about that stuff, So long-term vision. We are going to be able to provide community for people that have never had it, and help others build brand new communities in their areas. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll get there.
Well, that was
I love it, man. Elliot, that's amazing.
Right. That's why I was keen and eager to get you two on the show together, because Darante has got the Bridge City Global going on, and you're about bringing. There are a lot of different things going on in our community. Some people, like Darante was saying the other day, whenever I was asking about, what about you, or y'all have the same thing going on? He was like, well, I misspoke actually, but he's like, no, I really kind of, my thing is more like that Sunday atheist replacement of a thing. And I'm like, that's right. And you put all that under one kind of overall house where you can find them together, where you go to a room and there's, hey, you want a Sunday service? We got those over here. If you want atheist book club, we've got one over here. Click this link and just have, and that's kind of what I heard whenever I heard you talking about the Secular Rising project, of you bringing us disparate groups together, herding us cats anyway. And then whenever Darante, clarified on what his project was, that made it make even more sense, because if somebody goes to you and they're like, man, I'm really, they go to Elliot and they're like, we miss the church. We used to have a good time there. There was a community feeling that we really miss. You can go, hey, guess what? I know this guy right over here does that thing.
Exactly.
He still won't call himself the atheist pastor, but we'll get him there. What the deal is we got a gang of people ready to go to him and tie him down. And then atheist pastor on his arm up here where it's manly.
Right?
I got a new chair. So Nancy's here. The awesome Nancy. From Apostate Sister. Are you familiar with Nancy?
Yes, I was lucky enough to go get to hang out, with Nancy and Patty not super long ago. So it was awesome.
Did you get to squeeze her? Did you get to squeeze her boob?
No, I haven't met them in person.
I misunderstood then. Yeah. Okay.
No, just hanging out on their show. Yeah.
On her show.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's all right. I was, her stress boob kind of thing. Community is so important, especially for the atheist kids, so they are not pulled into the cults later on in life. That's true. Show them the light early, the light of stuff. Tomorrow we're going to have Sci-Fi Saturday. It's going to be Star Trek focused, and we're going to have Captive Desk. Dave from Captive Desk is going to be my guest on the show. Just letting everybody know, if you're into that sort of thing, if you're into the Trek of Stars, we're going to be doing that tomorrow. So
Trek of Stars,
for the whole family.
One interesting fact, and I hate to spoil this for everybody, but
no, go ahead.
Not a single episode they go to a star.
They do.
All planet.
No, in fact, they do. They do.
They don't go into the star.
But I get your point. They never do. And to boldly go where no one has gone before, or no man has gone before. Have you noticed that when they get there, there's always someone?
There's always people. There's never a single right. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rare when they get to somewhere where there's actually nobody.
I think somebody has been there before, Captain Scar.
Also, though, it's kind of like it's kind of like Gilligan's Island. It's like, how come the professor could make all of these incredible things out of bamboo, but he couldn't figure out a boat? Like, you know?
Yeah, he couldn't fix that boat.
the show's not very interesting, you know. If Kirk just
Yeah,
goes
fixes
to
the boat.
desolate planet always, it's like, oh yeah, this
Oh,
is
that's
Yeah.
true.
Great, not a
Occasionally
I
you
want to
see
talk
it-
to here.
right.
There was a single an episode. A couple of times they mentioned it, but one time I specifically remember this ship comes back from a long mission, and I'll get to that before I forget. And they were talking, and this one doctor's going to the other. He's like, "I was just so excited. You got that dream position I always wanted." And the other doctor was like, "Oh my God. 5 years out on the road, there was nothing to do. There was nobody there. We didn't do anything. It was scan this cloud. It was look at this star. It was go through this nebula. Boring. She was like, I'd have done anything to be back here, actually doing things. Motley Von Erich for £5 said TNG ship in a bottle. Moriarty Part 2. They visit a star. That's a good one. Yeah.
That's fair.
They also visit a star whenever Beverly Crusher actually flies
wow.
into a star at one point. So if you want to, yeah. I mean, we got our nerds here.
That's good. That's good.
That's true. Good. We feel you, though. I mean, we get you secondary. That'd have been a good joke had there not been Star Trek nerds around. Star Wars, perhaps you could say they never do it.
No, Star
Stars
Wars
never
for
actually-
sure.
Yeah, they never show any stars firing on a different star.
There's not a single
Not once.
bit of
No,
Star
They have
no,
the Death Star. The Death
Right,
Star.
but it's just a ship called a star.
Mm.
And it doesn't blow up stars. But there is the one that sucks the stars. Do you remember the second death, that one in the most recent movie where it's a planet
yes.
and it sucks a star to death? It's a star sucker.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
That's what it was. Yeah, it was a star sucker.
Star
That's
Sucker.
pretty.
A sucker of stars. As Jesse Bear's
there's
like, don't talk
Star Sucker.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
things I could say, but I feel like they're not appropriate this early in the morning. So
Yeah, and you're almost
Maybe.
certainly right. And you know, you really don't want to rile up the Star Wars, Star Trek nerds early in the day. I feel you. I shouldn't have said anything. Star Wars fans. I can see the pitchforks and lightsabers in my front yard already.
well, yeah. I was gonna say the
Take it
one
serious.
thing that you definitely don't ever want to do is mix them up, you know.
Oh no.
Because I mean George Lucas
Yes.
and all of the work that he's done to build the Star Trek empire for years, you know, lightsabers and you know the Millennium Falcon. You know, Star Trek is clearly the better of the two. I mean, Star Wars, you know, in Star Wars, they're just like out there,
Oh man.
you know. I'm sorry.
Boldly going where no one has gone before.
I love this.
You were trying so
I love
hard.
it.
I know. You were almost there. Paul Camish is here. Still no
Oh, man.
refund. Top bloke you are going up in this world, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, still no refund. Are you trying to get a refund from SR?
You know what?
Oh
Though,
my goodness.
honestly, I might owe Paul.
At
some
least
money.
maybe
That's
one.
highly possible. Yeah.
Would you like to? I actually, Paul did the same thing. There was a misunderstanding, and he would, you know, accidentally give money that he wanted back, and
Right.
then we engaged our puppy dogs, our legal team here, and they're doggedly at work on the problem, and they promised they'll. Matter of fact, let me go get Ollie. Let me run a commercial. I'll get Ollie. We'll come back. We'll let my lawyers address the situation concerning Paul's refunds, and then we'll go on to Theocracy Watch. I'm just going to run a short little one here. Let's go with. Goodness. Oh my goodness. So here we have Ollie. And if you need legal advice, Ollie and his assistant Jack over there. Jack probably saw me pick up Ollie and ran away because he's a PTSD dog. Anyway, so this is Ollie Dog. He is our legal advisor. And he's taking care of Paul Camish's refunds, all of them. So if you let me know later on if you want to engage Ollie and have him work on their refunds as well. So
Get that taken care of.
yes. And I do have 5 dogs. I don't know if you know that. Not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but 5 dogs. Good morning, Left-Handed Jedi, by the way. How are you doing? Nice to see you.
Do they sleep in the bed with you? I mean, you don't have to answer. I was just wondering if they.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah. It's me and the wife. You know that thing where you get with somebody and y'all like sleep together and you like touch or something? Not since we got our first dog.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I misunderstood.
Oh man.
Paul for £5 says, Chris, stop blaming SR. It's you that owes me the refund.
And you know
Yeah,
what?
That's very true.
I just let it happen. That's the thing. Like what is that?
Let's go for it.
What was that? What
You're
was
just like
that
a
in
whipping
me?
boy.
Yeah, you came up
What's
to
that
me
say?
and were just like, SR, you're bad, you're wrong. And I was just like, you're right, I'm sorry. Terrible.
What do I owe you? I'll pay.
Right.
Oh,
Look how
man.
that's the
man.
religious the religious
That's
strong.
fantastic. Thank you, Paul. We'll get on them about that. Miss Non Sequitur for $2 says Ollie is the handsomest, smartest, and funniest here. Very true. Cannot deny
Agreed.
that at all.
He's the highest
all.
paid actor.
That's true as well. I'm so rude. You're right too. I did have him. I was like, Paul should have just said, "Man, where's my money, bitch? Where's my money?" And second, you're ready to be like, "How much, man? I don't know.
I know. It's terrible.
I got a dime bag.
That's right.
What do you owe you?"
That's right.
That's fantastic. There's the star, Ollie. That's right, Nancy. Now let me go ahead for funsies. I'm going to mash this button right here, and we're going to go ahead and check us some theocracy. Watch. Here we go.
You're tuned into the Atheist Morning Show on the DAN Network. And this is Theocracy Watch.
Religious leaders may preach morality, but they actively practice malevolence. So if the Bible can't stop them from doing evil, why are they so desperate to force us, humanity, to follow it? Welcome back to Theocracy Watch, where we keep our eyes on the pulpits, pulling the political strings, the pastors playing politician, and the people they are preying on along the way. Today, we're going to focus on Pastor John Paul Miller, formerly of Solid Rock Church in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This man of God has more scandals than sermons and still somehow thinks he's qualified to tell the rest of us how to live. Here's
But of
a quick,
course.
yes, oh God, you just wait, please hear this rundown. So this is the things that this preacher, this godly man did. He allegedly groomed his wife, Micah Miller, starting at just 10 years old when she was attending Solid Rock Church. She later became his nanny, then his wife. Okay, so he's a cheater and a pedo, allegedly. 2 women have come forward accusing Miller of sexually assaulting them when they were underage and part of his ministry, so an alleged predator. In 2024, his wife, Micah, died by suicide during a very messy divorce where she alleged abuse and manipulation. So an alleged abuser.
Wow.
He also admitted to a relationship with the widow of a paralyzed veteran who later took his own life. So he's an adulterer. He was arrested for assaulting a protester outside of his church. So he's violent as well. And he has had his house raided by the FBI for what? We don't know yet. Very curious. It sounds to me like this alleged kitty diddler broke half the 10 commandments. These are the consequences of unchecked power of Christian egos and robes. A man cloaked in scripture, weaponizing faith while breaking every commandment he claims to uphold. He betrayed the trust of his congregation and, more importantly, the sanctity of not just his own marriage, but others. It's the same story over and over, godly men committing violence, abuse, and betrayal, then getting a free pass because they repented. David got to keep his crown after murder and rape. Lot offered up his daughters and still became a patriarch. These pastors know the pattern: sin boldly, repent theatrically. And if this is the fruit of biblically living, maybe the rest of us shouldn't be forced to eat from that putrid tree. Christians want their book to be the law of the land, while their leaders treat it like optional fan fiction. We see right through it. So until next time, stay curious. This has been Theocracy Watch.
Thank you very much for that. All right, we are back here on the screen. Letting secular rarity Elliot there know. Sin boldly,
Repent theatrically.
and repent theatrically.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like Russell Brand. Looking at you, Russell.
Yes.
If you're watching,
Ooh.
spineless twat.
I've heard he watches.
Sorry.
I've actually heard.
Yeah,
that
he probably does.
Yeah.
I suspect he does.
You know, this is interesting. This is interesting, Ryan. And you know, I am here in I was gonna say the great state, but that feels awkward to say. But the state of Tennessee. And for those that don't know, we are actually the buckle of the Bible Belt right here in Nashville, because we house like 5 of the major denominations of Protestant religion. We house their headquarters.
Yep.
Except we're losing one. We're losing one recently because the Southern Baptist Convention's headquarters is going up for sale. They have to sell a $30+ million property to pay for the legal fees.
Yes.
To defend all of the individuals that have been actively abusing children and their congregation for years. Mind you, this is not paying the victims. This is paying for the defense. Right. Paying for the attorneys. So, but that's they have to sell their headquarters because that is how terrible of an institution they are. Allegedly.
Yeah, you got to say allegedly because they will come after you.
Right. The lawsuits haven't been finalized, but so far they've lost pretty much all of them. But again, it's alleged. We don't know.
I think we covered this. There was like hundreds of cases that were covered up.
Yep. Actively. And again, like this is the thing, you guys, not like, oh man, some of this happened. Like that's bad enough. Right. But actively, purposefully put policies in place that protected the abusers.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So they're not just defending those abusers. Part of that financial outgoing is defending the church's actions itself.
Yep.
So, Darante, your new background looks...
Sorry, I just looked at my notes because we did that. I reported on this a couple weeks ago. The 700, I believe, is the number of cases.
Oh, wow.
I want to vomit in my mouth.
Yeah. So whenever we talk about those places, like, they watched the Father Flanagan's inflatable altar boy commercial and all that business. How many people out there actually know that the Southern Baptist Church has got a long history of also having the same problem? Not enough people.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why I would often talk about how making light shines a light.
Yeah.
Because more people need to know. The Boy Scouts. How many people out there know the Boy Scouts are financially going under or have gone under or all this business for the same reason?
Oh, yeah.
The Boy Scouts, by the way, is a Christian organization. So
one of the number one commonalities amongst all of these different groups is the fact that they hold to a belief system that elevates individuals in positions of unchecked authority.
Yes.
It is not transparent. There is no accountability. There is dark shadows and back rooms, and it is all because of an ideology that says we are above reproach. We are called for this, and that's just, it's fundamentally a bad idea.
It's problematic.
Yeah.
You combine that with an atmosphere that promotes sexual repression, as well as a pathology of mystery knowledge, which means things are not apparently known. This may feel wrong, but it could actually be right. You combine these 3 things together, it is disastrous every time.
Very true. Very true. Well, thank you, Ryan, for Theocracy Watch. I appreciate that. For those who don't know, she does this every day on the show. She kind of keeps us up on what's going on. And here's one of the things I've been working on is building the website for the Daily Atheist Morning Show. And I'd like to have it to where her Theocracy Watch is turned into a blog there for people who don't actually get to catch it on the show or something like that. I'm going to work on that someday. Telltale's Universe. Hello. Thank you for joining us this morning. Nitty is here. Paul Camish actually mentioned that he's going to be on Secular Haven's show tomorrow. So you guys get over there and catch that. I want to show y'all something here and kind of get your thoughts on it. For those of you who have not seen this yet, let me go here under leave of Brutus and the rest. Shakespeare, sorry, so I'll be okay. I'm old. All right, hold on a second. I want to show you this. Meep, 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 meep.
Meep, meep.
You should be able to hear it in just a second. Boop. Boop.
I love that,
Okay,
Jason.
so.
Ooh, the Tesla.
Saying goodbye to my little swap.
Oh,
See you later, Elon Musk, you piece of shit.
Baby.
All right, it's saying okay. Saying goodbye to my little swastika. See you later, Elon Musk, you piece of shit. Were y'all able to hear that okay?
Yes.
Okay, my ears are breaking up. As soon as I started playing it, my ears started breaking up. So let me just put them back in their case and pull them back out. But yeah, so kids, as you know, I used to really be into Teslas. Loved my Tesla car. But really, to be honest, Elon Musk was already kind of starting to go a little stupid on us before we bought them. We didn't know he's going to get this bad, guys. Trust me. Had we known, never have.
Yeah.
Says if you want you to sign an NDA, it's time to go.
Yes.
Instruction zone. Justin is in the chat. He says a priest and a pedophile walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, Father Jim."
Bam. I got it. 2 labels, 1 name, 1 person.
Check this out. If you're here, have you seen this before? You broke Ryan.
Oh man,
that's the
Justin.
best joke I've ever.
I love it.
Justin broke Ryan. All right, Justin, check this out, though. Check this out. Peep this, my homie. If you haven't seen it, man, I hope you haven't seen this. Is our humble parish tired of constant litigation? Drained by bloodthirsty lawyers, sucking the collection plates dry? Well, no more threats of jail time and public humiliation. Try Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys. Cute little fellas, eyes and mouth wide with surprise, complete with lifelike tears. Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys, coming to a Walmart near you. Oh man, that's hilarious.
And now y'all call me with the book.
Oh,
That's all right. That's all right. I didn't know you were a cigar smoker. Left-handed Jedi, thank you for the $5 super chat. I do appreciate it. It all happened so fast. That's awesome too. If your pastor wants you to sign an NDA, it's time to go.
And quite a few
one of
do.
those things.
That's actually common practice in a lot of churches.
Wait. Really? Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. What's not common practice, but we do see from time to time, is telling the congregation, I need $40,000, and then locking the doors.
Oh my God. That was freaking crazy.
Marvin Sapp.
That's his name.
Why didn't somebody just turn to their partner and just be like, grab the checkbook, I don't care, like write 10K on it and then call the bank, like
and the police.
That happens a lot. I was at a and that's what this was a leadership convention. I was at a similar event back in 2013, and we raised like $1.2 million in about an hour. You know what I'm saying? And it was one of those type of moments, and it was actually my mentor that was leading the raised offering. About 275,000 of that bounced. Most people were just writing checks and just putting it in there because they were like, I'm not going to look like I don't have faith. Nope, I'm going to show them I got faith. So they just wrote the checks anyway. It happens.
Wow.
That's
But when I was a pastor, I used to have people who write checks to my church, like $5 checks that would bounce. And I would be like, why would you do that?
Man.
You're costing the church more.
And you cost yourself probably 25,
Yes.
$35. Like
Yeah.
$5. You'd been better off giving the $5.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Somebody, real quick, somebody in the chat, which is Gymnasium, said, this is an excellent point, Gymnasium, for bringing us back to this. Jim says, Henry Ford was a total piece of shit too. Agreed. But I'm not getting rid of my Ford F-150. True. The company that is in place now merely holds his name. If anything, they probably ought to change it based on his historical. But otherwise, the people and the actions of the company have for many decades no longer represented the racist or whatever issues that Henry Ford had. Were Henry Ford here right now? Were Henry Ford right now gutting our country, gutting our government workers, and throwing swastika or Nazi salutes out on stage? I feel you may not be, I don't know, I suspect you might be ready to get rid of your Ford F-150. But if not, a lot of people would.
I think there's a degree of separation. You know?
A degree.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing, though, but nowadays, the other car companies don't often reflect off of one person like they do with Elon Musk.
Right. That's what I'm saying is there's a degree of separation in these other aspects where I think it's
absolutely
easier for one to say, like, again, like McDonald's as it exists today, like Ray Kroc was kind of a dick, you know? But in fairness, I would argue like, hey, there's other reasons you shouldn't be a huge fan of that company. Right? Not necessarily, right?
That's a good point,
this
too.
one, with Tesla specifically, I think it's kind of, it's pretty direct there. It's like, oh yeah, you're supporting Bill Cosby during the assault. You know what I'm saying? You're buying brand new tickets. You're not watching 30-year-old Cosby Show reruns. That's
oh man.
Good morning, right-handed Sith. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're having a good day and I hope everything is going great in your world. Thank you for being here. He says, greetings, schemers, dreamers, and blasphemers. And just wanted to point out that it is, in fact, right-handed Sith. I often get them mixed up in my head. I don't know why.
Right.
So the movie could happen. Theophilus, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I knew of left-handed Jedi. I did not know of right-handed Sith. And that has made my damn day. That has made my day.
Got 'em all.
We also have Sith Lord who shows up in the chat occasionally, and Obi Atheist.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. Yes, we do. I would not lie to you here in front of God and everybody.
You nerds are awesome.
Definitely not.
Let's see. Nitty says you're buying a tank from the Reich. Sort of the same thing, really. It's what you're saying. That's a great point. I think I don't know how you mean that though, Diddy, but it just depends. Trade in the Tesla for a goat throat. I know, right? That's not a bad idea because the goat
probably
throat,
get more mileage.
You to the charge. Yeah, that's fantastic. We got a Volkswagen, and if you know Volkswagen's history, you're like, wait a second. But again, just like with Henry Ford, there is 2-3 generations of separation between the two. Now, whenever Elon Musk came out to the far right-wing party that's running for office in Germany on the screens, and he said, it's time for you to stop being ashamed of your the actions of your grandparents. That's not the same thing. That's him essentially giving them license to do it again.
Another fun fact from that time, Fanta. Fanta was created by another one of those weird things that you're just like, oh my God, because at the time the Americans and the British were the ones that were really like pioneering soft drinks, which is an odd concept that those didn't exist. So. But
how can we give kids sugar?
That's right. And here's what we do. We'll take
drink it.
Yeah. It's Nazi soda.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, isn't that well, we did talk about that. That was fun. That was part of
the crisp taste of evil.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, it's amazing, fun for the whole family. I'm going. My cup runneth empty.
We got a super chat, 2 super chats. One from
Did we?
Jesse. Oh, I think it was Jesse Berry. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I
you
missed
might have
it.
read that one.
Oh, I did. I read it.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, thank you for the $2 super chat, Jesse Bear. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Yes,
Everybody.
just trade in the Tesla for a goat throat. The thing about the Tesla is it kind of resembled, I don't know. It wasn't a bad car, but it wasn't a great car. I mean, it should have been a great car, but it wasn't a great car. It was like a mediocre to okay car, and the quality just wasn't there. Do you remember them complaining about things like the body panels not being right? And so you'd shut the trunk, and over here on this one side, one corner would be like a half inch where it should be just like, there were those kind of problems right from the start. We're not even talking about the Cybertruck. We're talking about the Model 3s. I don't know. They just weren't as good as you'd hoped. They were okay, but they weren't great.
I feel like
Rode like shit.
There's some like comparison here or something about like the facade on the outside, looks like it should be really good, but then once you start getting into it, it's just a huge disappointment. I don't know if that's our current government. I don't know if that's religious institutions. Whatever. You guys take it, but I feel like there's something there.
There's a connection there. Yes.
You may be onto something. I feel that you may be onto something. No forgiveness is only Elon could get the environmentalists to hate the electric car.
That's
Right.
right. Some odd switches we've had over the last few years, guys.
Oh man.
So when we're talking about being here in Albuquerque and physical protest opportunities now, we've got this Sunday. We've got every Tuesday they go down in downtown Albuquerque and protest. This Sunday's the 50501 thing, which is linked in the thing. Go check it out. But the Sunday's 50501 thing. Then on Tuesdays every day they have a protest downtown, and then also they protest the Tesla place over there wherever it's at. I don't know what day of the week it is, but that'd be. Remember we were talking about setting up a table with barcodes and talking to people, holding signs and stuff like that. This would be another opportunity to do stuff like that. To not only do that, but it also helps us support our community. Salt of the Earth was. Wait a second, Adam. Thank you very much for the memberships. We appreciate you.
Yay.
Adam gave 5 memberships to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. We appreciate you, man. You're awesome. People are very generous today, man. You guys are wonderful. Is it because Elliot's here?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are here every day.
I'll dance. I mean, if that'll bring in the money, I'll dance, but only for the money, you guys.
Only if you got
Only for the
That's
money.
right.
That's right.
bands,
right.
make them dance.
That's right.
You make
that's
it
right.
rain, and this shirt will come off. I mean,
Oh, I didn't know all that. Shoot. Where's my pocket?
You vaguely threatened to rain. That shirt's come up. I tell you what, I'm going to play us a Pharaoh's Curse. I saw you earlier. Somebody in the chat, you wonderful, loving person, had requested the Pharaoh's Curse. I'm going to play that for you now while I go get a cup of coffee. And when we come back from this, we're going to banter for a moment because Chris has forgotten what he was supposed to do. And then we will do a scripture with Darante. Back in a moment.
All right.
Mi burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave a sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
Second.
Oh,
Here we
man.
are, back with us, everyone. All right, so that was some good stuff, man. I don't know. This has been a fun show. Thank you for coming on the show today,
Yes.
Elliot, and letting us pick
Yeah.
on you and have fun
Of
with
course.
you. Jesse Bear says $2, no dancing, but if Darante could sing Mufasa voice, that would be. Oh, so I mean, for $2, man, would you fit
Ooh.
Mufasa voice for us?
What song could I sing in a Mufasa voice? Well, I guess.
Well, she said either sing or Mufasa voice.
Oh, sing. Oh,
Flash. Maybe you could sing in the Mufasa voice. That's up to you. I mean, if you're flexible. I don't know
I'll
if you're
just do
flexible.
the easiest Mufasa line that I can do because it's like my favorite one, and that's the
Okay.
"You deliberately disobeyed me." That's like my favorite line
There
from
you go.
Lion
We need that as
King.
a
Like,
clip.
yes.
Yeah.
And when God
Thank you,
smites us,
Jessica.
we need to just push that button.
And of course, my other favorite line from James Earl Jones is, "This is CNN." People forget that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was James.
That's old school.
Every time
Old school.
he leads with my favorite line from James Earl Jones or my other favorite line, I always expect him to say what?
Star Wars. I am
No.
your father. No,
I am your father.
I am your father.
Mhm.
Yes. Which
Yep.
commonly gets remembered as Luke, I am your father. And
yeah.
that's not what he says. Yep.
Jesse Bear says, Chris, you need to have Darante use that voice in your next commercial. That's a great, wonderful, fantastical
Ooh.
idea. I enjoy that. You know, all right, people, I say this often. Okay, I
Yes.
say it often. But you got to hold, I mean, like if I come back on the show Monday and I do not have new commercials for you, at least one, you need to taser me over the internet until I'm lying in a pool of my own urine. I've done the scripts on several of them that are already almost, I mean, this close to done. The other one, all I got to do is sit my fat ass down in here and do it. And then one of them I've even recorded. The audio part, and I got to do the, you know how like sometimes it's just voice.
Right.
I mean, I've got a lot of projects that are really coming together. I need to have new awesome commercials for you.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Come Monday, people, or you be tasering me, pool of my own urine.
We won't be angry. It's just, disappointed.
Oh man, don't
Not
stay
the
disappointed.
disappointment.
Oh, the D word. Oh, he hit me with the D.
We won't be mad at you, man.
Oh, just be all sad. That's okay. Again, disappointed. Yes, very true. Jesse Bear says they demand new commercials. I'm sure you have seen our goat scented flesh candle commercial. If not, we'll play that shortly. They love that one. That's part of the deal, though. That's a high bar to jump. Once you've done a goat scented flesh candle commercial, how do you beat that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how you beat it with Father Flanagan's line of Pharaoh Sombrero condoms. We also have our Heavenly Halo condoms, which are for Catholics, of course. Permeable, so the babies get through, but dipped in holy water, so there's no sin. We've got
Oh,
lines
man.
and lines of products coming. I just got to get off my ass.
goodness.
KCA Randy says, "What's up, peoples?" Good morning, KCA Randy. Foreskin. Oh, goodness gracious.
Foreskin candles.
Foreskin. How many times can you say foreskin on a show before it like says, we probably shouldn't be shilling this to, that's not, I mean, it's a hobby around
7
here.
years ago.
Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with it.
That's true enough. That's true
If
enough.
we're going to talk
All right,
about 1, 2, and 3 skin, we ought to talk about
might as well. We may as well. And Jesus apparently had like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, there we go.
Because they've got the holy pupus and several over in the Catholic Church has several of them. I didn't know if you know that or not. They have strawberry, lemon.
I'm literally thinking about like, what if we start telling people like, no, I didn't get my foreskin circumcised. I got my 5 skin circumcised.
Got my 5.
I'm really.
Wait.
5 skin circumcised. You are, like, I don't know. Like you're going by the old covenant, guy. This is the new covenant. Foreskin was the old covenant. It's 5 skin. You got to have the 5 skin. That's the more graceful one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness. Let's see here. You guys ain't right. Fogger, Flanagans,
Lorena
strawberry.
Oh man.
Flavored. I'm just doing a thing.
Well,
what would we call those?
the different
Foreskin bubblegum.
foreskin bubble gum.
Oh no. Oh,
Terrible.
Oh,
That's horrible. And you could like show a product. You could show a product shot of the gum. Like
oh my goodness.
that is terrible.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
so upsetting on so many levels. But
We'd have it.
You can blow the best bubbles with it.
Oh, that hurts so funny. It hurts so funny. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And we are back.
Boy. Oh man.
Foreskin jerky.
It's getting worse in the chat. Glasses are going back off. Glasses are going back off.
Foreskin jerky. Oh man, foreskin jerky. Can we do that?
Ribs.
Can we do that?
Like, did
the
we
internet
talk
let
about
us do
like
that?
foreskin skins before? Like foreskin chicharrones? Like
Yeah,
foreskin
chicharrones.
pork rinds? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Throw them in
goodness.
the fryer and they kind of puff up and get little bubbles.
oh, that's
I don't know if we can do those. I think we have limits. What flavors would they come in? The foreskins, the bubblegum. I mean,
Barbecue. Oh, the
Oh,
bubble
barbecue.
gum?
yeah.
bubblegum. Well, having it be Satan's anus, banana flavored, takes on a whole new meaning when we're talking about foreskin.
What's going on there?
It's like, where has this been?
Yeah.
Oh,
And like
Oh,
you could
Mary's
do
cherry?
one that's grape, but it would be like instead of like a bunch of grapes, it would just be like a single line of grapes in a row.
Anal beet grapes. I thought you were gonna have it be like, grape flavored, and then like have on the image instead of there be grapes, have it be like Lot and his daughters.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could definitely.
Yeah, he deserves that one.
Oh god.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Does it hurt? Anybody else?
Foreskin,
It's hot.
Fortnite skin. Like, wow. Foreskin,
That's-
Fortnite skin.
That,
Foreskin
Oh, my
onions is a
God.
good idea. I think what we're talking about here is available flavors.
Jesus.
Man.
Onions.
Okay,
In honor of the Holy Prepus, of course.
I want to say this, and I mean this with all love and affection, right? But I totally
something
totally understand why the religious people would come to this chat and be like, "Yeah, y'all are going to hell." You know? I mean, I get it. I mean, I think it's I just I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I think Foreskinians. Oh my God, that's fantastic. That's like Funyuns, but foreskins.
Oh, man. Foreskin.
Foreskins. Onions.
Foreskin and Hutch.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good one. That's
Want to
a
watch
good
that?
one. Yeah.
Oh
I've
man.
got so many commercial ideas. I know. I got so many ideas.
Oh,
How to Rule an Asteroid asks the important question. So is Ryan coming to the protest because Ark Encounter protest speakers?
Ooh.
Who's speaking?
I mean, How to Rule an Asteroid. Jess, one of the people who's organizing it.
But I mean, they're speaking at the thingy.
Oh, because Ark Encounter protest speakers. Darante is going to be there. He's going to be a speaker. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be a speaker. I'm going to be a host. I'm going to be the MC.
Yeah, you know that.
Secular Rarity, are you going to be there?
Mm-hmm.
Secular Rarity is going to be there. Who else is going to be there? SR, do you know off the top of your head?
Mandisa is going to be there.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Mandisa, yeah.
And
I've met her before.
think Vice
Yes.
Rhino is going to be there. I could be wrong on that.
That's what I saw.
Like
Vice Rhino, yeah.
And I do also believe John, the Skeptic, will be there.
Ooh,
Oh, I love
Yes.
John. I've
And
met
Aaron
him before
Ra.
as well.
I think Aaron might be there as well. So
Oh, yes.
yeah. It's
All
a
the
bunch
cool
of
kids.
yeah.
I hope to go if I can get over my fear of flying. I would like to go.
Well, I mean, I'll say this: it is still the safest way to travel, but
I know.
in 30 years of existence, you guys, all the flying I've ever done, I've really never had a worry. I've never had a problem. And within the last couple of weeks, I was flying out to Texas, and right after, no joke, right after the plane touched down on the tarmac, normally that's the time where I'm like, hey, we're golden, baby. Everything's good. But there was this weird little fucking bump right at the end that definitely made the whole cabin go like this.
Oh,
And
wow.
me and the guy crossed the aisle, looked at each other for just a second, and we were like, this could be it, So
Well, my husband flies all the time, and he just had the first experience ever recently is they were landing and the flaps wouldn't come out. So the plane was coming down. It's like a really high angle to try to brake a little bit. And he was like, that was the first time he's been through tons of turbulence, but he was like, that was the first time I was actually worried.
Well, now that the FAA is getting gutted and we're seeing...
Oh, don't tell me that, Chris. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Yeah.
Katie Dodson said Forskinions and cherry flavored hymen drops. I just want to mention that we had already talked about having a part of our cherry flavored hymen, or our hymen drops could be not just cherry flavored, but it'd be Mary's cherry, which is a lemon lime.
Oh, wow.
Right? So why are we going to hell? I wonder how come we don't have more complaints. It's comedy, people. Coming at you.
I just
Laugh or
wanna say,
leave.
the best way to wake up in the morning is to be either thinking about, different flavored foreskins or different flavored hymen drops. I think if that's not the way you're waking up in the morning, folks, you're the problem.
What are you doing?
Good point. Good point. We could be yelling at people.
That's right.
I'm just
We're
saying.
here. We're providing laughter.
All right, I want to get your idea on something in just a second. All right, so let me make that note because otherwise I'll forget. We got a 2-pound super chat says always worrying when you can't get those flaps out. Ryan says, wait, a talking British circle will be at the protest. Is this true?
What?
That's the skeptic. He's the floating British circle.
That protest. There's so many protests going on. I didn't know which one we were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to meeting all of them, and annoying the shit out of them with my hugs. Nancy says, my husband's a professional skydiver. He jumps out of hundreds of planes. This makes you feel better. Why would you jump out of a plane?
Nope.
No,
How do you make money?
I want to go to
jumping out of a
indoor
plane?
skydiving.
Is he an instructor?
That's the only way I'm doing skydiving.
Oh, maybe
I feel like that
Very good.
doesn't. That makes it worse. Like if the person's actively jumping, I'm worried that there's something like structurally wrong with the plane,
or the person.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nancy.
He obviously
Free to
mistrusts
flap.
planes even more than she does.
He's ready for any emergency. That's fantastic. All right, so I got my note made. And what we're going to do is we're going to run a tiny little commercial real quick. And when we come back, we're going to visit with Darante and get a scripture with him. Now, because of all the foreskin talk, you know what? This there's no way this stream is going to get monetized. So I'm just going to run my foreskin commercial and let you guys enjoy that since we've been. Yeah, you're not going to believe this. I didn't believe it, but I mean, I was completely blown away whenever I heard it. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Jesus was a Jew, and as such, he was circumcised 8 days after his birth. And guess what? You guessed it. They claim to have the actual foreskin of baby Jesus. Well, 5 or 6 different churches each claim to have the actual foreskin of baby Jesus. But surely one of them is bound to be authentic, right? And I'm sure they put... And I'm sure they put it on display from time to time, as Catholic folk are wont to do. So you can probably even go look at the dick flesh of your holy savior if you want to. If he say, oh, right. So now I'm going to, oh, sorry. Chris doesn't know what's going on. Chris not paying attention. Hello, Chris need producer.
Right? Yes.
So Chris can just sit here and drink coffee and not fuck off the show.
Man.
That way I could blame someone else. I'm like, dude, really? Dude, how many times I got to tell you, come to the... No. Let's see. People pretty sure Chris said he would. What am I going to do? Let's see. At Baffo. Where's Baffo? Are you guys going to stream the Ark Encounter protest? Oh, great question.
That's a good question.
Yes. I'm going to try. So here's the evil plan of doom and despair as far as I know it. I'm going to go there. In the morning, before the protest, we're going to have a breakfast with the big donors and the speakers. And so I'm going to be trying to, depending on the time, stream the Atheist Morning Show from that event, while also kind of hosting it and interviewing people as best we can. Then during the protest, I'm going to be the guy hosting everybody. Hello, this is Darante Lamar. Darante, is that how you say it? Yeah, okay, Darante. And while that's happening, I'm going to try to also thusly stream the event. At the very least, I'm going to try to record it. Just depends on as much as we can. So, and according to my understanding, Joe or somebody from Pangburn is actually going to be there. He's hired somebody to literally go there in person and be a cameraman, operator, story person, or whatever to record the event for their purposes. Thank you very much, Jessie Bear. She's been a 3-month subscriber at the bronze level for she's very jellicle. She is jellicle. Jessie, are you going to be there? Why do I not know this already? Because I don't know things. There's lots of things I don't know. Most things, I do know a lot of. Oh, Dr. R. Presidents is a Graper also became a 3-month channel supporter. That's wonderful. So I probably, let me see here. Oh, what happened to her? Oh, I see. I thought I was stroking out. Sorry, Elliot. It happened.
No, I was really impressed too, to be honest. Yeah.
It's my magic powers.
That's pretty incredible.
That's a good point. Well, Miss Non Sequitur has a great idea and says, what about the evil one? Could she stream while you host? Unfortunately, unless something financially really breaks, evil one's not going to get to go with me. I'm just saying. She may not get to go with. She certainly, at this point, she's not going with me. Only if something good happens will she be able to go with me. However, Darante will be there. And he's like a running buddy. So technically, I'm kind of, I'm going to try to get it to where when I'm up hosting people and introducing them and stuff, he'd be the one at least back at the table, unless he's doing something else. Who knows? If he brings Darnea, he may be doing something else. If he doesn't bring Darnea, he's going to be bored off his ass and just lean on me. I'll be like, focus, man, focus the camera. Can you not focus the damn camera?
Since I was 9 years old.
Good. Let's see here. Jessie Bear. No, can't be gone during. Oh, understood. Oh yeah, you do have little heathens. True enough. Very true. So now I guess it is time, because I promised you that I would indeed forget, but I didn't forget. I'm just a slacker. Here we go with a scripture with Darante. I don't know what's going to happen. You got your background. It's liable to show us through you. I may try to fix it. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Because somebody ain't fixed something. And it's me. I ain't fixed something.
It worked.
Here we go.
What's up, folk? Welcome back to today's scripture with me. And we're going to be looking at Exodus chapter 11, verses 4 through 6. It says, so Moses said, this is what the Lord says. About midnight, I will go throughout Egypt. Every firstborn son in Egypt will die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sits on the throne, to the firstborn son of the female slave who is at her handmill, and all the firstborn of the cattle as well. There will be loud wailing throughout Egypt, worse than there has ever been or ever will be again.
Oof.
This is the grand finale of the plagues. This is God's final move. And what is it? Not justice, not targeted punishment, mass infanticide. He says, I'm going through Egypt and I'm killing every firstborn, not just Pharaoh's kid, not just soldiers or oppressors, but the firstborn son of a slave woman. I mean, like, the author goes there to let us know, yeah, even the slave babies too, even while they're working at the mill. The firstborn son of someone with no power, no say, no sin, and no guilt. And just in case that's not cruel enough, he decides, you know what? Let's include the animals too. Firstborn of all the animals too. Because apparently even livestock needed to feel his wrath. There's no warning, no appeals, just I will do this. And Christians will still look you in the eye and say, God is pro-life. It makes me wonder which book they're reading. This is the same God who unalives babies in their sleep to prove a point, who hears the cries of grieving parents and calls it a victory. So here's the takeaway. If your God solves problems by slaughtering children, then maybe the only thing that needs to die is the myth that he's good. That's it. Scripture of the day.
Thank you very much for that. Appreciate you. Well, you know, go ahead.
The cows, man. The baby cows,
They
man.
deserved it.
That's so terrible. That's so terrible, y'all.
Have you ever met a baby cow? They're the sweetest little things.
I know the thing. They're so adorable.
They are. Even big cows are just like dogs. But baby ones are.
Yeah.
I love cows. They're awesome.
Cam Bam said middle kids for the win, and I love it.
Love cows.
Oh, man.
Cows have best friends.
Cam Bam said middle kids for the win.
They do. They do have middle kids for the win. That's right. They do have best friends. They do. Lots of they're awesome animals. We need to change our world.
Man.
Somebody made a point though that if we didn't actually consume them, we wouldn't need them, and therefore they would be from hundreds of millions of them to just a few. We'd let them almost die out as a species because we wouldn't need them.
And their gas would kill us too.
Yeah.
They release an unreal amount of methane into the atmosphere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not that we believe in that sort of thing, global warming or any of that. You know, none of that. So. That's crazy talk.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think in my lifetime I've noticed an obvious dramatic shift in the weather patterns. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, that would be crazy.
Definitely not.
It wasn't just snowing in Alabama in the middle of March. I mean,
right.
in the middle of
Right.
Right-handed Sith points out that if it's the firstborn, then likely many will be adults at the time, not just the babies. The question is, that's a great question. One of the things is, at what point is it no longer? I mean, there's a lot of firstborns out there.
Yes.
Right now,
but do you get past an age of safety?
yeah. Is there a safety age? But also, if I remember right, and the gears they grind. If I remember right, there was a time where, or sometime in the Bible, Scripture somewhere. You'll correct me if I'm wrong. It says it's okay to sacrifice or you had to sacrifice your firstborn son, and that was the reason why they said that it was bad that they were sacrificing children to Moloch, because it wasn't that they were sacrificing their firstborn son. The problem was that they were doing it to the wrong God.
Yeah, in Exodus, right after he kills the firstborn of the Egyptians, he tells the Israelites that they now owe him their firstborn and the firstborn of all the animals.
Yeah. They forget that. They forget that in the story, It's kind of like the Noah thing too. It's like, and then God spoke to Noah and it was so awesome. And he built the boat and he brought all the people and the animals. And it's like, wait, and everybody else? And it's like, oh, drowned horribly. Terrible. Yeah.
Screams unbearable. But God is still good.
Yeah, he's great. Also, I love this story and this concept it shows how the all-knowing all-powerful God that created the universe doesn't exist, because this story is so myopic in the fact that like just think about this for 5 seconds, you guys. Imagine that there is a whole group of people out there that like really don't like God and like really don't like the Israelites, right? And then just like have multiple children and the first one gets killed by the God, and then for some reason they're just like, oh, okay, well, like, I mean, don't be mad at God anymore, right? Like, he killed our firstborn. Like, I guess the rest of you children should just not hate God. Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Like, somebody comes and kills your older brother, and you just like forget all about it and don't care anymore. And it just like, I don't know what, you're just gonna like start loving them. It doesn't. It's very stupid, and it's very like. Very much a product of its time. Like, oh, if we just kill the firstborn, like they'll be screwed forever. Like,
what? And the deal is that's proof that there is no God, because if God would know the wisdom and truth of the fact that if you really want to hurt somebody, it's not the firstborn. Firstborns are okay. It's actually the fifthborn that's the most important.
It's like the baby of the family.
It's actually the baby.
The youngest child.
No, just the fifth.
Somebody's going to be relieved for that. Oh, finally.
Because there's 7 in my family, so it's not just the fifthborn. The fifthborn. You're not listening. Can we just hide the new guy? We can just hide the new guy.
Oh, man.
Oh, they can still hear him. Damn it. All right, we'll bring him back.
Oh, man.
That's fun, man. That's all right. You guys are okay.
I guess bastards would be safe then, right? Like if you're a bastard, doesn't matter if you're firstborn or lastborn. Like I thought about it. Like, you know, me, I'm the firstborn of my mother, but I'm the secondborn, possibly. I might be second or thirdborn of my father.
Right.
So like, do I get to negotiate with the devil? Like, wait up, player. Hold up.
Yeah.
The firstborn of my mama, she a woman. She don't even count, bro. You talk about my
That's
dad,
what I was going to say. That's right. She don't count. So it doesn't matter. You're safe. It'd be like God is over going, safe.
you're like 1.5. You know, it's like I'm not first. I'm not second. Like you can't come after me.
But that's only if you're your dad on your man's side. Your dad on your man's side. Only if your dad didn't had other babies before you. Otherwise, man, you're looking. Otherwise,
I'm in trouble.
I know. Right. I may not see you in heaven.
Oh man!
I'm just saying because I plan on repenting on my deathbed.
You're holding on to that. You're just like
yeah.
Well, according to the Old Testament, there's nothing I could do to ever make it in because I'm a bastard, and bastards aren't allowed in the presence of the Lord. So I'm out.
You're doubly screwed.
I just was reading the other day about there's this whole passage where God is like really hardcore talking about like people with disabilities and things, and talking about how like they can't ever come to the church, and like, you know, if you're slightly ugly, don't even get near God's presence. Like, man, he apparently is super judgy.
He likes pretty people.
Yeah, that's right. That's why he likes all of us.
God's enablers.
He is. And if you have crushed testicles, oh my God, just don't even get near it.
That's a big one. Yeah. Like how often, by the way,
did that come up?
Was this happening? Was this like a regular thing that just
in which part of the job do you need my testicles to be fully intact? Like which part of the job?
That's true.
Which part of the job where you're like, you know what? I don't think his testicles are working properly. We need to check those because we need those to be intact.
That's true. And wait a second. Wait a second. Do you want my goat or not? You want to see my nuts or do you want my goat? What's going to happen here? Because you know they'd take the goat. They'd be like, all right, come on up. That's a good looking goat right there.
So weird.
Okay.
So odd.
Oh man.
The things, right?
I mean,
go ahead.
No, it just when you read this stuff and you really look at it for more than just a few minutes, it's so obvious how it's all just people just figuring stuff out at the time. And like the whole thing about if a woman grabs a guy's testicles while two guys are fighting, you have to like chop her hand off. It's like, why would that be a rule that God makes? You know, he made the testicles. Like, I mean,
right. Oh my goodness. Yes. Well, I have a theory about that myself. And my theory is that it's male insecurity that caused that rule.
No.
And the reason why is because the man or men were afraid that if their woman grabbed another man's bits,
And it was
she
bigger.
might like those bits.
Bigger bits.
Bigger bits or smaller bits. If you were Greek, it's
some
smaller bits
people
were the
were smaller
thing. Yeah,
bits.
you know. So somehow, if she reached in there and grabbed the bit, now they are all about the testicles and having children and being able to father children, and maybe that's why it's specifically about when she reaches under there and grabs his testicles and not his dork, right?
Oh, that is
And
true.
maybe when she reaches under there, she realizes, oh my God, he has got some baby makers.
Some
He
kahuna.
just needs to make some babies. That's
Mhm.
why they cut off the hand, because they're afraid she's going to lust after his baby making testicles later.
I think, you know, I've never thought about it like this before.
That's reason, though, and logic.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I've never thought about it before, but I don't know, because that would kind of make it seem like, you know, the whole religion was just created by insecure, egotistical men to like control like women or something. That I don't know that there's any. I don't know that there's any proof.
That's crazy talk.
How does that
That's
make
crazy
so much sense? I mean, that just seems to be like,
It has a ring of truth to it, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah, just
yeah.
sounds a lot like right. Is that what right sounds like?
Maybe we should tell people.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm down. That's totally cool. Elliot, don't be ridiculous, says Bomb Poppy. Other people are like, unsubscribed.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I remember I dropped a video called something like Trump is a traitor or something. And I had a whole bunch of people going, oh, unsubscribed or whatever. I've even had people come in here and go, you know, I would forget. And when I set up my video to choose newest instead of top comments. And so whenever they go to my comments, and they don't see their own comment from before, and they think I've filtered it, and it's only the fact that it's up there at top comments instead of newest comments.
Right.
And they're in there, you're stupid. And I've had them say, what was it? You're going to censor me, even though you're atheist. I love your show, but I'm not going to put up with this left-wing censoring crap. And I'm like, listen, man, just hit the button. But by then they're already gone. They're like, unsubbed.
Yeah, I constantly invite people to unsubscribe. And I do censor the hell out of my comments because my space is meant to be a safe space. It is not an open invite for bullies to come and assault people in my comments, nor is it an open invite to come insult me. If you don't like what the fuck I'm saying, move the fuck on. And if you don't know how to do it, I'll help you.
And you know, let's just mentioning insecure, egotistical individuals.
There it is.
I've never once, honestly, in my life, woken up and thought, I really need to go tell this person why I hate what they're doing. Like to an intense degree.
Does that?
You know, I've never had that thought.
And they say we're easily offended. Like, bro, you're the one bitching.
Snowflake over here, apparently.
Right. Well, I mean, I would almost argue that you're wrong. I love you. I'm just saying that, like, you've woken up and you've gone, damn, Elon Musk, you bitch. And, you know, it's just.
Well, but I don't go into like his comment section and just post like 14 messages.
Well, it's also different.
Like one.
There's a difference. If I may, in your defense and everybody's defense. One is somebody generally, like your example was, I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to go be mad at somebody over there who's minding their own business and doing nothing that's harming no one, but I don't like the way their junk is arranged or the people they love, and I'm going to be hateful towards them. On the other hand, Elliot wakes up and sees that our country is being overthrown, that they're doing all these things, they're hurting these people, and so it's a totally different thing. I get it. I get it.
I'll definitely take a moment just to say, like, for instance, you know, and this is just a total personal thing. This isn't views that represent any other person or organization or anything, but currently, I would say at least 3/4 of the politicians in the state of Tennessee are just outright theocratic fascist. I mean, they do not. They actively do not care what the people want that voted them into office, and they are showing us that regularly by forcing things down our throats. So I mean,
here in Alabama.
You know, yeah, if you want to do something about it, there's 1,000 ways that you could do that. Like,
That's
for
right.
instance, get super involved in local politics. Like,
Yep.
just
There you go.
throwing that out.
And that's
My wife-
and again, local politics.
Mhm.
That's where we need people at.
There you
That's
go.
where the
Get on your
students
fucking
attract
school
them in.
boards, people.
Yes.
They don't gotta burn the books. They just remove them.
Yes.
Like, that's what they do. That's
Come on.
it.
Man.
Very true. Very true. There's just so much going on. I tell you what, though, as far as running for office, the evil one walked me out to the backyard a few months ago. And in the backyard, we were talking about, like, there's these trees, and there's this plant stuff over here. And this over here, this spot right over here is where your grave is going to be if you run for office.
Oh, man.
So she just kind of let me know, subtly, as it were. I mean, the little headstone that said "Rip Chris." I didn't notice that at first. Just saying.
Yeah.
Then there was the balloon that she released that said "Rip Chris" for office.
I wanna say this again, because a lot of times, we think we're the ones that need to be out there in front, right? And what I'm telling you is, you don't want us in those positions, but there's one of you out there that is the phenomenal candidate, and we are just waiting to support you with both arms and everything.
Yes.
So get out there, guys. Do something.
Go do it. And
yeah.
if you have a small child to use as a human shield on your head, please.
Even better.
Small
Stand
child,
near me.
small
Stand near me.
dog. Yes.
Yes. We've joked about, I don't know if you've heard this, but we've joked about what Elon Musk is going to name his next child, Kevlar, and wear him on those little.
that
just.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know, because there's somebody else that's like pregnant with a kid of his now.
Oh
Isn't that
God,
true?
no! We don't.
I
need
swear.
What are they going
that.
to name that kid? Kevlar.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand, you guys.
Helmut and Kevlar.
That is funny.
Kevlar. I'm sorry. Like the bulletproof vest. That's the joke. I'm screwing up. Anyway. Kelvar? Is that what I was saying? Kelvar. No wonder why you're like, what the fuck? Anyway, so there's that. Austin Sims says they've all been convinced to be unhinged and furious about trans people, so they're busy focusing on that non-issue while their treasury and social security is looted. Muttley Von Erich, I'm pregnant with Musk's baby for $2.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Can I abort
That's
it,
good to know.
please? Will you allow me the honors of aborting
man.
that?
There you go.
I think that's one you want to ride for at least 18 years. I think you want to ride that.
That money. Might
You get
As
that
long as you don't
paternity set.
speak, as long as you don't speak out about him, you'll get your money. But you saw the one just yesterday selling the car.
I saw that. I heard. Well, yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yes.
Yeah, one of his baby mamas was over there selling the car because she could no longer afford things because he'd reduced their child support because she spoke out about him.
Wow.
So she's out there selling her Tesla.
Wow.
You can do that.
I know.
Okay, so she talking bad about me, Judge. I need less because I need that deal. Where do you get that superpower at?
Does that
I'm
happen?
gonna pay you less this month.
How many
from now
baby
on.
mothers does he have?
Oh, I think it's a few.
3?
Too. Yeah.
He's got
Is
it's
he
several.
neck and neck with Nick Cannon?
But
yet?
he's a
Is-
person
am I
who
correct?
should be controlling us.
Yeah.
What's that Cannon doing? Is he?
Everything.
Nick Cannon liked
He
one of
is.
my posts recently on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh shit,
Really?
send me some
That's
money
crazy.
now. Send me some money, Nick."
Yeah. What's he up to?
I want to have a
You
bunch
like
of
'em
kids too,
all, man.
Now let me stop. I'm not far away.
He is prolific after all.
All right.
Elon's new reality show, 17 Kids and Counting. Is that how many? Get the coat hanger out. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, that's a thing.
Oh, no more wire hangers.
No more wire hangers.
Yeah, the Kevlar. That's great. Musk is a thin-skinned snowflake. The amount of people using that term that are thin-skinned is hilarious. I know, right?
Oh,
They
man,
don't
that's
apparently
funny.
know. It's the party of projection, the group of projection. They're always doing that. If they're saying something, but here's my thinking, and bear with me. The people who wrote the Bible are the same people that are doing these things now. It's the same mindset of person.
Yeah.
Back in that day, there were people going about their day, living in their lives and not really worrying about most of this shit. But there were those people, the far right-wing Christian conservative, not Christian, but you know what I mean, religious conservative nutbags who wrote down these Bible things, these chapters and these other things, while the rest of the world's just kind of, it wasn't the middle, it wasn't the left wing that was doing it, whatever you want to call us. Forgive me for using the analogies of the day. I'm trying to put it, the group of people, that mindset of person, the one who's willing to project and lie and believe just whatever craziness they're told. You are special. Now, this God believes you are special. Follow me and give me your money because you are special. And they're like, oh shit, where's my wallet?
Yeah.
You know, and then the hate, it's the same mindset when you go look. And Jesus, I noticed that in doing one of my most recent videos is that Jesus was kind of a dick.
Oh,
A
yeah.
little bit.
You
Not a
know,
great guy.
yeah,
Not
he
a
was
great
less
guy.
of a, yeah. Again, as Ryan likes to point out, it depends on which Jesus you get. Oh, before I forget, Ryan, I have a question for you. We were talking yesterday about the cars and stuff like that, governments, and I mentioned something about Germany. Now, I was talking about modern day Germany. I don't know if you knew that or not, but then you said something about you did not like them, and I was talking about how I wanted to find out if you didn't like them. Because if there's something you don't like about modern day Germany, I'd like to know.
I don't like their stance on Palestine. I don't think they're doubling down on being Nazis. They're continuing.
Oh, are they? I didn't know what their
regime.
stance was on that.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I didn't
So.
know. All right, let me ask you. Besides that, I don't know.
I'm
I'm just
probably
curious.
okay,
Besides
but I mean,
you're
for me.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it says every abortion voter. You know, that's got. But no, I don't mean to go there. I'm not trying to go because there's so many people that are. How many people in Germany are actually pro-Palestine? I get it. You know, I mean, it's
I'm not really sure. I know that they're arresting people and kind of doing similar, like to us, calling them anti-Semitic and stuff. Yeah. So I think it's pretty similar here.
Yeah. Well,
in my community, we have a phrase for that. We call that white peopling. It's typically how
we're doing the white people thing.
How we approach that.
Kill kids and then getting mad that you pointed it out. I've killed 50,000 kids in Palestine. Like, why are you so angry at me? Like, gosh, you're being so mean.
I mean, I believe, and I could be wrong. I even saw on the news that Benjamin Netanyahu is specifically talking about removing as many Palestinians as they can from Gaza, and then just cleansing the entire place. So, I mean, like, get everybody out that they can, and then once they're done, they have no. I mean, this is not a good situation. It's not. You know, I'm just myself ill-informed. It's not my fight right now because I got my own shit going on. But it's good to know. I want to learn from other people, you know, and know. Like the Ukraine thing is not my fight. But I know when to give the thumbs up when I can. You know, like you're over here and you're fighting somebody, and you see your buddy over there fighting. Like,
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why we talk. That's why we have conversations, because you'll know things I won't know, and vice versa, right?
Such a life.
But there's so much going on. This is going on all over the world. France with Marie Le Pen, and it's Italy. Italy has gone back to their fascista party. You know, they're openly going back to the far right. I mean, it's just the entire country. Money, I think it's money. World over money.
Netherlands has started to see some turn down that way too. I mean, I am a little hopeful, but I will put this caveat out there. Like, over the last 6 to 9 months, like, I've purposefully stepped back from reading a lot of news.
Me too.
In large part just because I have always been a self-described news junkie. I used to, like, every major world event, everything that was going on, I'd watch 2 to 3 different shows on it. I'd read 4 to 5 articles. I'd break every policy down and all that. But over the last just, half a year or so, I've had to step back, in part because, like you're saying, there's just so much going on, and it feels like so often all of the answers are wrong, and I have no idea how we keep doing this, and it makes me wonder sometimes, because I love history. I've always loved history, and it makes me wonder sometimes how in the hell have we actually survived this long?
Yes.
You know,
Well,
like
we as a global society, we have a recurring pattern of doing this about every 80 to 100 years. It happened in the 1930s, and it also happened in the 50s of the year. Also, this also coincides with, in those same periods, what we would think about as conservative-minded presidents, regardless of what party they were at the time, also got into office, also threw in massive tariffs, and also destroyed the economy. We're talking about the crash of the 1930s and the crash of the 1800s, the 1850s, all associated with these things. You might remember whenever the economy, the stock market, everything was just blowing up and going fantastic during Biden's presidency. We had a great stock market. And then, of course, Trump got in office, and man, it went boop, and then
I was going to say, Chris, you've seen the price of eggs. I mean, they are the cheapest they have ever been.
You're right.
Because of our great president. I mean, how do you not see the stock market just recently had the largest single drop in a day since 2020, which I don't know if anybody remembers what happened then, but it was a global virus that destroyed
panic.
Yeah, destroyed lots of countries and, you know, did terrible damage.
Wow. We also have certain strains of flus going through as well now, oddly. And wait for it, we've got Donald Trump defunding medical places, defunding the HHS, removing the people, laying them off, fucking with the CDC again. Yes, so here's the thing. If you wanted to know how you would react as a German in 1929, 1930, 1931, now you get to find out.
Yeah.
And it may come to a point, our hope, here's my hope, is that in that instance, there was a saving grace at that time to keep us from falling into the entire world from falling into full-blown fascism. Jesus. No, the United States and those of Russia and those other countries that came together to stop Nazism from doing whatever it did. Now, here's the question. If the United States falls into fascism and is partnered with Russia, who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop
Nobody's coming to save us.
Who's coming to save us? I mean, nobody in Europe, you know, the Europeans will fall. You know, and I think what they do is they've been going around and probably just paying off a lot of liberal people who are trying to run or going to run, good people, and just paying them off. Don't run, you know, go away, go do something else. Here's $3 million.
There's a lot of money in politics.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's so much money in that.
There's only one international entity that has ever been able to take the United States Capitol. And we need you now more than ever, my Canadian brothers and sisters.
Really?
Save us.
Come back. Join in with the coalition of the resistance here in the States.
How many states you got, Canada? You got room for one more?
Yeah. It's funny that the people on the right who used to love the Boston Tea Party, remember, they're like, oh, yeah, that's how be a patriot. You're an American patriot. You got to love tyrants. Yes. And now they're sitting there going, oh, wait. Destroying property in order to send a message is not a good idea.
They're on the side of the king. They're on the side of the king. Yeah.
Yes, they are, as they were back then. Think
about where we are, folks, which is a party that for the last, 40 years at least, right? I mean, is really defined in large part by a man who made his whole career standing up to the authoritarian fascist ideals of a dictator in Russia. I mean, think about this. Think about where we're at and the differences. Now, I wouldn't say that our current president is in league with a fascist dictator in Russia, because I wouldn't say that it is necessarily a dictatorship in Russia, right? There's a lot of different authoritarian regimes, not always a dictatorship. I mean, it's crazy.
Many regimes.
It's a weird switch. I don't know how we got in this position. You guys.
Right, you're true. But otherwise, they are skipping down the road hand in hand, whatever you call the other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do love the AI videos of them like holding hands.
Oh, man.
It does really crack me up. It does really crack me up because I think it makes
just
them mad.
Whimsical little things like his collusion with them before the 2016 presidency, which the Mueller report bared out. And then there's things like him trying to bury and stop the Mueller report because it was bearing out the fact that he, just sort of those things. And then the time that he had a private meeting with Vladimir Putin and his translator, there's that. Of course, that's not weird at all.
Something about basically offering secrets of the government to other foreign actors or something. I forget exactly.
Yeah. I really think that I've mentioned this on the show before. I think Donald Trump has been a Putin puppet for a long time. Putin has got a covert war going on against the United States, and every American that gets unalived by Donald Trump and his incompetence or seeming incompetence is a victim of that war, should be counted as a someone who's fallen in that war and credited to Vladimir Putin. So all the hundreds of thousands of Americans who died during the COVID thing, but not because COVID was going around, but because Donald Trump was telling them not to worry about it. Take off your masks, do the stupid things. Let's go gather. Looking at you, Herman Cain. No, I'm not, because you're dead.
You died.
Because you went to a Trump rally and insisted on taking off your mask. You are a victim of Vladimir Putin's war on America.
Yeah. We do.
And Donald Trump is the pulling the trigger.
We really moved on pretty quick from that whole experience.
Investigations. Oh yeah.
That and just the whole pandemic of it and the hospitals being overrun and stuff. Like, does anybody remember that there was a few months where we all legitimately thought Italy was going to collapse as a country? Does anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Like it was that
freezer
bad.
Trucks.
It was that
Yeah.
bad. Like it's crazy to think we just moved on.
Sorry, Elliot. She's got to go.
I just wanted to slip out. Didn't want to interrupt. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much, Elliot, for being here. It's a pleasure. Hope to see you soon. And thanks, gentlemen. I'll see. And everybody who gave chats and in the comments, you guys are amazing. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Be safe. Okay. Yes. Yeah, so we're all a little on the political side, and people are like, why do you care? Well, my goodness, obviously. The guy yesterday who came and I forgot to mention this earlier. I hope Ryan's still listening or hears this later. The guy who came to pick up my Tesla said it was the second one he picked up today or yesterday.
Look at that. Look at that.
So
I don't like the comments that we, atheism doesn't have anything to do with politics, right?
Oh, right.
And again, all these thoughts and stuff, they're just my views. They're just my personal, views here, guys. So, but look,
keep that shit to yourself. No, go ahead. Don't let me make you forget.
No, I got 2 cents. I'm gonna throw them in. We have to pay attention because there are people actively out there who really, really care about religion being in the government, right?
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
like, for instance, and again, it blows my mind that we just move on and just forget about this stuff. But like, guys, the KKK is still a legal organization in the United States.
Yes.
You know that, right? Like, it's incorporated, right? They have bylaws. Yes. They vote for membership and stuff, right? So like, this thing is still in existence where these people wake up every single day and they just say, here's a group of people I hate and I'm going to do everything in my power to destroy. And that's why when somebody says like, well, man, what does LGBTQ rights have to do with, not believing in God and stuff? And it's like,
right.
Are you not paying attention? because
we're all,
there's a lot. There's a lot. The Supreme Court ruling that overturned 50 years of precedent, right? That
they all swore they weren't going to do.
That they all swore they weren't going to do.
Under oath that they weren't going to do.
Literally.
Weren't they in jail?
Sonia Sotomayor wrote in her dissent, and it will be forever recorded as such, you guys, and eventually, well down the road, this will be studied in basic history classes, you know, like we do all these other things, like Plessy versus Ferguson. That was a fucking Supreme Court ruling where we just said, no, you're actually property. But Sonia Sotomayor wrote, how is this argument anything but a religious doctrine? How is this coming from any other capacity other than that? And how is that not an obvious violation of the separation of church and state? And yet, here we are. This is the world we live in. Because those people wake up every day and they say, this is what I care about. Here's a group of people that I don't like, and I want to do everything I can to disempower them, to disenfranchise them, to destroy everything they've ever built. And they spent 30 years working on a strategy to overtake the government. That's what they did, and that's
here
why
we are.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're in the position we're in, folks. So
that's why back in the 90s they overturned the fairness and journalism rule, and then the Fox News was created less than 2 years later, and they've been plotting this ever since.
There is a wonderful documentary, Bad Faith. If you haven't seen it, y'all definitely go check it out. There's some fantastic people in it, and it does a really good job of laying out the incestuous network of organizations that have been active since the 70s that are purposefully behind a lot of the stuff that I think we all hate here today. So yeah, go check it out and get really angry.
I want to mention that she has Miss Jessie Bear has posted again our Mobilize U.S. Hands Off. That's tomorrow nationwide, 50501. Go be a part of that if you can. I'm going to try to be a part of it, and hopefully with Brent's help, we'll be a part of it together. But I got things going on. Something interesting is going on here in my place, so my world. But I'll be hopefully there. It's weird. I want to mention, here's something I want to talk about. I want to get your ideas on something. Secularity, Elliot. And I realize Darante may need to leave soon. Whenever I have, maybe like 10-ish. Is that okay? Perfect.
Clock-ish? Yeah, my time.
How much? Yeah, okay. So whatever. I just wanted to ask you. One of the things I've been thinking about doing on my channel is hosting a call-in show called the Heathen Hotline. Now, most of our call-in shows for the atheist community are essentially Christians oriented or theist oriented. Call us, we'll argue with you, theist. Nelly, they even say, if you're an atheist, you can call in, but we prioritize theists. I want to reverse that and have a call-in show for theists or atheists, to where you talk and tell experiences and share ideas and stuff like that. And it's really primarily for atheists. The Heathen Hotline.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot better. Yeah, I like that a lot better than trying to do a theist-focused one.
Right. Yeah. Now, if we don't have any atheists and a theist is on the line and wants to do stuff, we might. Now, generally, my thinking about this Heathen Hotline should be more lighthearted, because I'm a lighthearted kind of guy. Lighthearted, fun, and it would be a severe contrast to which I fully support, the other streams where a lot of them focus on a single same formula, and that's Christians calling in and atheists arguing with them and smacking them down at volume usually. And hey, man, there's a place for that. Yeah, absolutely. I have no problem. I am not knocking any of those other channels. I'm just saying I'd like to do something different. What are your thoughts on that?
I think I like that for a lot of different reasons, because one, we do need something a little bit different in that space, and we do need to make sure that we are focused on our people as well. Again, I love the debunk, I love the deconstruct, I love the tear down, but there's a lot of us now that we've done that for a while, and it's great, and there's great value in it, but now let's build. We're done tearing down. We want to bring together.
Yes.
We want to try and bolster our side and help our people. And so, yeah, man, I love this idea of focusing on specifically trying to say, hey, non-believers, call us, talk with us. Are you struggling with something? Are you having a rough day? Like, do you just need help finding people in your area?
Yes.
Like, all of that. Like, hey, man, I had a real tough conversation with my mom the other day, and she said this thing, and I don't know, man, like, how am I going to talk to her again? It's like, man, that's so weird. I just had a similar conversation with my uncle. Like, let me tell you how that went. Maybe we can figure something out together. Like, that has a lot of value.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So here's a good analogy I want to throw out there and see if you guys kind of appreciate it. We are, as I have mentioned several times, we're under attack by a theocracy. They are trying to impose a theocracy on us, and we are under attack. Many of us out there are warriors in this attack. They're doing things. They're speaking out, using their voices. Matt Dillahunty, all these people, Jimmy Snow, all the cool kids. You're all doing these things. The people out in the chat are also dealing with these things. Our viewers are dealing with these things. So if this were if you will, allow the military analogy, like a base, if we were a base where we are fighting on a front, the Daily Atheist Morning Show and or the Heathen Hotline is more like the place where you go chill out and you have a laugh back at the base, where the stars, like Robin Williams comes in and makes everybody laugh and stuff. We're more like that kind of thing.
Right.
Because that's needed too.
Yes.
We need those warriors out there defending us. I don't really normally like the war analogy so much, but man, it is what it is.
Yeah. And we have to recognize that, honestly, one of the big reasons that the other side is very effective, they have somebody that brings snacks every time.
Every time.
For no other reason than the fact that they just love it and they want to do it. And somebody else goes out and prints all these flyers and spends, 10 hours a week building this and making that. And somebody's gonna come through with the box trucks full of 2x4 so that we can build a swing set. They do that because they are so invested.
Yes.
And that has to be a focus on our side now. No longer are we able to just get out there and say, this Bible is silly, you're hurting people, it doesn't work just that way anymore, because so many of the churches, so many of those organizations have moved on. And so you're going to walk into a church and you're going to say, there's no proof of the soul, and they're gonna say, yeah, we don't really care about that. We're gonna go feed the homeless. We're gonna have a potluck tomorrow.
Yes.
You say, well, the book of Mark is copied in Matthew, and the dating of the Koine Greek and all this, and they're gonna be like, we don't even read that. So like we just like the Jesus nice stuff,
fun stuff.
That's what they do. They do the Easter egg hunts. They have the knitting classes, the men's studies, the daycare. Like, I mean, that alone, to be honest, like secular daycare. Oh my God, if we can figure that out.
Come on now.
I want to mention that at the. Go ahead. Yeah, that's crazy. Don't be spreading that kind of misinformation on my show. I want to mention that at the protest I went to on Tuesday, they have it Tuesdays every week here. I don't know where they have it in your neighborhood, if they have it in your area. They have signs. They have them lined up over there that people have made, that if you don't have a sign, just walk up and pick out which one you like. Mine last time compared Trump to the mustache man.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. That was cool. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you both for joining us today. I'm going to do the super chats real quick. Fan funding. We had a lot today. Guys really reached out and they hooked us up. Muttley Von Erich for £5 says TNG shipping a bottle Moriarty Part 2. They visit a star. That's just a good episode all around, though. That's a good one. Paul Camish for £5 is still looking for his refund. And he does like, okay, all right, I see what he was saying. I, Chris, am moving up in the world since I have you on the show. He says, still no refund to me. Still don't have a refund. And he's like, hey, secularity, top bloke you are, going up in the world, Chris. That's cool. Stop blaming secularity. It's you that owes me a refund for another £5. Thank you, Paul. Miss Non-Secular for $2 says, Ollie is the handsomest and smartest and funniest here. Very true. I was talking about running for president and having Ollie be my vice president.
Ooh.
And every time I mention that, nobody has said, I would vote for you. Nobody. They always say, I'd vote for Ollie.
I vote for Ollie. That's what I was.
That's right. So we're going to have to reverse it to where it's actually, I'll be the VP and he gets to be that. So Left-Handed Jedi for $5 says, if your pastor wants you to sign an NDA, it's time to go. I never really, that just didn't dawn on me.
Yeah.
Deconstruction Zone for $5 said, a priest, a pedophile, and walk into a bar. The bartender says, hey, Father Jim. That really broke Ryan up. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
Jesse Bear, trade in the Tesla for a goat throat. If you don't know what the goat throat, do you know what the goat throat is, Elliot? I really, first time I came up with it, I just couldn't stop laughing. It was hilarious. The goat throat is a sexual health product from Father Flanagan's line of products. And what it is you know what a fleshlight is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. But it's shaped like a goat head with an open mouth. That's a goat throat. And it's a line of Father Flanagan's products.
We'll talk off screen. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I may be ordering in bulk.
No, here's the bonus. See, it's actually reversible. If you flip it around, it's got a little goat tail.
Yes.
And if two of you want to use it at the same time, you can meet in the middle.
Oh man.
Did we break Elliot?
I can think of at least a half dozen people by name right now off the top of my head that would order.
That,
So
yeah.
We'll talk after. And I'm gonna name every single one of you. Okay.
You sickos.
Yeah, a little.
Adam gifted 5 memberships to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. Thank you, Adam, for doing that. Jesse Bear, $2, said no dancing, but if Darante could sing us or do the Mufasa voice, and he did very well. $2 for £2 for Muttley Von Erich said always worrying when you can't get those flaps out. Very true. Jesse Bear has been a member for 3 months. Very jellical for her. And Doctor, our president is a graper and convict, has also been a member for 3 months. Thank you for your support. And then Muttley Von Erich said, I'm pregnant with Musk's baby. That's going to be a camera breaker. Did I say that out loud? I meant use a digital camera.
That's funny.
All right, I'm going to go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say bye to Darante. People are asking. I think you guys are all fantastic. Did I run the goat scented flesh candle commercial earlier? Have I done that or no? I'm going to run that for people now before we go because they love the goat.
Oh yes,
the goat fleshlight, by the way, too. I'm going to run that, and then you guys have a great day. After that, I'll just sign off.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait. You don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh no, the Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning built flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, everyone. Thank you all. I am so honored that you have joined us this week. I'll see you tomorrow for Sci-Fi Saturday. I will have Dave with Captive Desk. He's going to join me, and it's going to be sci-fi, Star Trek, dripping Star Trek all day. If you talk anything but Star Trek, I got a taser button. I will taser you. We're going to talk Star Trek tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Thank you, and have a great day.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the ghost in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goats, the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the key.